Hey there everyone, we're going to do another video just talking about timing for, in this video, timing for the outside spiker. So this is Gabi from Brazil. She's playing on her club team in this video. So fantastic video just to see what an outside hitter can do to prepare themselves to get into a good position, to get their maximum jump height and be able to hit around a well-formed block as you're about to see. So we'll run through it a bunch of times and you'll just get to see what happens. So fantastic. It's great to just watch her in slow motion as well. So some key points that we want to pick up for as an outside spiker here. This doesn't really matter how high your setter is setting the ball. Again, these are points that you can take to any situation which should allow you as an outside hitter to get your maximum jump and then be able to spike around a block here. So the first one we want to look at is her reception. So she's standing fairly high in the court and she's receiving that with her hands. So it's not normally a choice. You have to be a very experienced passer to be able to pass that high in the court with your hands like that, especially when the serves are coming as hard as they are. So you might be a little bit deeper, but your passing position doesn't really matter. What matters is what she does next. So she passes the ball and then immediately she moves sideways towards the outside of the court. So she's using a crossover step here. You might see a shuffle step. She just does it immediately. She doesn't pass and wait. She passes and the pass goes up. She can't do anything about it, so she moves out of the court to get into a hitting position. Okay, so that's the first thing. As an outside hitter, when you're passing in position 5 like that, or if you're passing in position 1, it's pass and move. Don't pass and stand there and watch your pass. Get outside. You can use the crossover step or the shuffle step, whatever is going to get you outside, ready to hit the ball. So the second thing we want to look at is look at her body position as she's waiting for the ball to get into the setter's hands. So she's leaning forward here. Watch as she goes a little further, like she's really leaning forward. And now the setter is setting the ball. So this is your cue to then move towards the ball. So you should not start your approach until after the setter has made contact with the ball. Especially when you're younger, if the setters are setting it a little higher, you really should not start your approach forward until after the setter has set the ball. When the setter sets the ball, you'll be able to see it and you'll be able to track where you are going to intercept that ball, and then it's your job to get to your highest point. So she's leaning forward here, she's ready, she's maybe taken one step forward, but she hasn't really started to accelerate into the ball, which is what we want to do. We want to go slow to fast. So she moves sideways immediately. She's a little bit slower. She's leaning forward, ready to move forward fast after the setter makes her set, right? And then so the setter has made the set, so boom, she can run towards it. And now she can get to her max jump height and she can make a decision what she's going to do. She's got a 2 block in front of her, and they're taking away mostly line. She doesn't really have a lot of options there. So she doesn't drop to wait for the ball to come down to try and carve it beside the block. She reaches high, really high, and cuts that ball off before it comes down any lower in order to hit this really difficult sharp cross-court shot. So if you wait for the ball to come down, you're not going to be able to contact it that high and be able to hit that sharp cross-court shot. So let's watch it in regular motion again. Okay, so she passes, she gets outside, she's leaning forward. After the set's made, she runs in towards that ball so she can get to her maximum height, and then she can cut that ball off at a high point to hit it cross-court. So a couple things about her spike, actually, her arm action here. So look at how far back those arms are. Again, if you relax your arms as you run forward, they will go behind you. Okay, so she's taken her first step and she's coming on to her second step here. Okay, and as it slows down, you see her really reach. Look at that left hand reaching forward. So she is integrating both sides of her body here. She's got her arms back to start. She jumps and she really reaches that left arm up towards the ball, towards the net. And that really allows her to open up completely towards the ball so that her right shoulder can get back behind her. And it's that opening to the ball with the right shoulder behind her, her left hand reaching forward, that allows her to generate so much power. So she's got that left hand reaching hard, and then she comes up, and then watch her thumb here. This is how you're going to hit a sharp cross-court shot. Is she's going to hit the middle of the ball and carve that left thumb down the side of the ball. So her left thumb is going to end up pointing down towards the ground. Can you see that follow through? She lands, right, and then she's under control. So we'll watch again at full speed. Passes, gets outside, leans forward, runs forward. Now she jumps as high as she can. She reaches with the left first, reaches high with the right to cut it off, and points that thumb to the ground. I love watching this video. I've watched it numerous times, and I love watching Gabi play because she's not the tallest player. I mean, if you look with her teammates there, she's not the tallest player, but she is so explosive and fast, and she makes up for, being a little bit shorter from her teammates by being so explosive and powerful. And so how you're going to get that explosiveness and power is by waiting, seeing the set so that you can accelerate into the ball. If you find yourself moving forward before the set is made and you're waiting for the ball, you're going to lose power. You're not going to be able to jump quite as high because you can't maintain the speed in order to get the height that you need. So you need to wait and then accelerate into the ball. I don't know, I could watch this again and again. So she waits, she runs in towards that ball so that she can accelerate up, and then she can cut that ball off nice and high around that block past the defenders. So I hope you found this video helpful. You can see this is for a left side hitter or an outside hitter. And again, if you're in any situation, so whether you're with a setter that you know and you're familiar with, and especially when you're with a setter that you don't know, it's really important that you wait to see the set before you start your approach in. If you feel like you're late, that's not a bad thing because it will force you to speed up. And if you start slow, see the set, and then speed up towards the ball, you're going to be getting a lot more height and power behind that ball. And the other thing is make sure you're reaching that left hand towards the net and up towards the net and up in front of you like that, because that is what really opens up that right side of your body, if you're a right-handed hitter, of course, to bring that shoulder back, to trunk rotate so that you can generate power, right, to come through and then hammer that ball home. So I hope you found this helpful and look forward to your comments. Thanks again.